Jennifer's Garden 5, which is the one next to the shed. It's Garden 5 because we've got this great persimmon tree, no, not persimmon, ligustrum tree here, you know, with the one with all the little beads, berry things. So basically all the frog fruit, see that right there? That's all the frog fruit around. I forget what that plant is, but it's doing so well. Anyway, the frog fruit is doing really well. It's going to be like a ground cover, and so put 6 more in here because this right here was basically 2 plants. So we've got 6 more basically there, and it's basically going to grow all around, and it's got these beautiful little white flowers, and you can see, so it's going to basically surround this variegated bush, which will get much bigger, and then the frog fruit will come basically and circle around. And then got my Cuban dust, so there's now 3 more of these. No, Cuban gold, sorry, mixed up 2. So these will all be like 2 foot by 2 foot, maybe 3 foot tall, but they're basically going to be this beautiful color. You can see which ones have been in the ground. The 3 I bought originally, and so bought 2 more. So now they're in the ground, and they're all surrounding my gold dust plant, which is right here, which is going to get a whole lot bigger next year. It's gotten a little bit bigger. I'm trying to decide whether this didn't like the heat, because this was on the other side of the yard, and realized it didn't want to be in the heat. When I bought it, it was under a giant oak tree, and so I put it under this ligustrum. This is the dragon's breath, and I've had this all year. This is technically a perennial, or an annual. I mean, it means I have to basically replant it every year. But the way it's growing, you see those little, it's called dragon's breath. It's really beautiful. Those are actually all seeds, so theoretically this may reseed itself. Lori said she had one in New Braunfels that reseeded itself for 3 years before giving up, but otherwise an annual you have to plant it every year, which I don't have a problem with. Just trying to find, you know, what looks awesome. And I'm telling you, this one, just from sitting on the porch, this is the absolute most beautiful thing to look at, with all these other colors around it. It's just striking. Let's see, sun is coming out. It's been completely overcast all day. So forgot what all these are. This is really a cool plant. Lost 3 of them when we went to New Orleans. It's got these little cute yellow flowers, kind of like that. It's like a ground cover. It like runs around on the ground all over by itself. Has little flowers. Had 4 of them, only 1 survived, but this one turned into 2, and so now we have, you know, basically it shoots and grows in, and so we cut that one, and that now basically got 2 plants for 1. My poor gardenia was very, very, very upset, so we cut that back. It was about 3 times bigger than that. Not sure it's totally dead yet, but it's basically beautiful, almost white rose kind of flowers. Got the lion's tail. These things will grow enormous, and they've got little ends like that look like the tail of a lion. You see these things a little black on them. These are actually all cone flowers, which is also called echinacea, like what you eat, you know, use in cold medicine. Anyway, they're beautiful. They've didn't like us going to New Orleans. They're still alive, but you know, anyway, now that they're in the ground, they'll be able to find their own water probably a little bit easier, so I haven't given up on them yet. Oh, this is actually Garden 6. Now, we're not basically covered by the shade, so this is the non-shady, and this is basically the butterfly garden part 2. This enormous pomegranate that was here was like 20 feet tall, you know, cut down. Basically, you can see these everywhere. We cut them down and back there. Anyway, this thing has refused to give up, so we cut it back to just basically just this one. But then here's my pomegranate, different kind of pomegranate, but Yeah, it's one I bought in February, but next to the, you know, basically old one. So anyway, this one's going to stay in the pot. Vegetable garden. This is basically the end of the season for all this stuff. Been getting peppers. The peppers here, this tomato plant has just done really badly. Oh my gosh, this is one of my favorites. This looks like this in the spring, early summer, and it just shoots these just beautiful things. I'm drawing a blank on the name. It's a very Aztec name, but it's just profuse. Oh, there's a jalapeno right there. Need to grab it. Those are so good. Habanero here, I think I took them all off. Got white rose, red rose. These things have pretty much roses every week. Right now it's kind of, I haven't quite figured out they profusely grow, but then they do this where they just kind of have nothing going. Not sure what's all about there. Oh, and these are my spicy bell peppers. If you can see that, there we go. Oh my God, these are so good. I made a carne asada last weekend using all the peppers from the garden. I put the jalapenos, the habanero, and the spicy bell peppers, and they were such a beautiful spicy flavor. Anyway, there's the avocado tree. It's doing super great. That's the plum, and it's doing great. It wasn't, that's basically, it's 1.5 times taller than I am, you know, so it's more than doubled in height. There's the olive tree, which is doing fantastic. Again, it's taller than I am. This is actually Zach's little tree. Not sure if, well, I can't remember what it is. Oh, it's a red bud, but that was for his house, but he didn't have a place to put it. There's the peach, and it's doing great. And then over here, basically got the table. These are all annuals, or there's purple basil, which I've been grabbing to cook with. Silver ponyfoot, which I love. Pentas. Anyway, lemon balm, which we use in teas and coffees. Is rosemary, which needs to actually go on the ground. It's pathetic. Another little ornamental habanero plant. You can see all these little habaneros. And anyway, and then this is citronella, which is, shoot, I forgot what it's normally known as. But anyway, this is the night blooming jasmine that right now didn't like us going to New Orleans, so all the little jasmine flowers have fallen off, but they're slowly coming back now that it's been watered better. Got the pencil hollies. Those are all growing. Those are for the front of the garage. Okay, well, I'm going to make another video for, that was garden 5 and 6, and the table, and the front of the trees, vegetable garden, and the deck. So I'll make another video for the rest.